The jungle breathed, alive with ancient secrets. Giant ceiba trees clawed the sky, their branches like ancient arms. Vines dripped like tangled hair, weaving a natural tapestry. Ix Chel, young scribe of her village, listened intently. She heard secrets carried on the wind, whispers of the past. I love stories, especially the ones filled with mystery. Her village, nestled near Uxmal's ruins, pulsed with them, alive with history. Myths whispered from the stones themselves, echoing through time. But one story haunted her, the tale of Xibalba, the underworld, a place of shadows. She yearned to know more than the village elders offered, seeking deeper truths. Their versions, softened for children, lacked the darkness she craved, the raw essence. Ix Chel desired the raw, unfiltered truth of Xibalba, the heart of the legend. One day, exploring a forgotten chamber beneath the temple, I found it, hidden away. A weathered manuscript, its pages filled with glyphs, depicted a fearsome being, Hun came, Lord of Xibalba. This was the story she craved, the one that held the true essence of the underworld. The manuscript was more than just a book. It hummed with power, an ancient energy that seemed to pulse with the heartbeat of the forest itself. Legends spoke of its origins, shrouded in mystery and guarded by the spirits of the jungle. Ix Chel spent days deciphering the glyphs, her fingers tracing the paths of ancient gods. Each symbol was a piece of a grand puzzle, a map to a world beyond the veil of reality. She felt a connection to the past, as if the spirits of the ancients were guiding her hand. The deeper she delved, the more she realized the book held the key to a real place, not a mere story. The manuscript spoke of Xibalba, the mythical underworld, a place of trials and revelations. It was a realm where the brave could uncover truths hidden from the mortal world. One night, as she struggled to understand a particularly cryptic passage, a voice rasped from the shadows. It was a sound that sent shivers down her spine, a whisper that seemed to come from the very soul of the jungle. "Seeking something, little scribe?" The voice was both mocking and curious, as if it knew the depths of her quest and the doubts that plagued her heart. A wizened face, framed by a wild white beard, materialized from the darkness. His eyes gleamed with an ancient wisdom, and his presence was both comforting and unsettling. It was Tata Duende, a spirit of the jungle, feared and revered in equal measure. He was a guardian of secrets, a keeper of the ancient ways, and he had taken an interest in Ix Chel's journey. Tata Duende knew of Ix Chel's desire to uncover the truth of Xibalba. He had watched her from the shadows, seen her determination and her struggles. He chuckled, a dry, rustling sound like leaves blown across stone. His laughter was a reminder of the forest's timelessness, a sound that echoed through the ages. The answers you seek lie not in books, but in experience. His words were a challenge, a call to action that resonated with the core of her being. Go to the mouth of Xibalba, face its trials. Only then will you find what you seek. The cave was a place of legend, a gateway to the unknown. Ix Chel, though afraid, knew this was her destiny. She felt a surge of courage, a determination to face whatever lay ahead. Guided by Tata Duende's cryptic instructions, she journeyed towards the heart of the jungle, towards the yawning abyss that was the entrance to Xibalba. The path was treacherous, but her resolve was unshakable. She was ready to uncover the secrets of the underworld and fulfill her destiny. The air grew heavy as Ix Chel approached. Each step felt like a journey through time, the weight of ancient secrets pressing down on her shoulders. The jungle, once vibrant, became skeletal, the trees twisted and gnarled. It was as if the very life had been drained from the land, leaving behind a haunting reminder of what once was. The stench of decay filled the air, a pungent reminder of the cycle of life and death. Rotting vegetation clung to her boots, making each step a struggle. Before her yawned a cavernous pit, shrouded in mist, the mouth of Xibalba. It seemed to breathe, exhaling a cold, damp air that sent shivers down her spine. Fear threatened to consume her, but Ix Chel clung to her purpose. She remembered the stories of her ancestors, the tales of bravery and sacrifice that had led her to this moment. She recalled the glyphs from the manuscript, whispering their power like a prayer. Each symbol seemed to glow with an inner light, guiding her steps. Taking a deep breath, she stepped into the swirling mist. The descent was treacherous, the ground uneven and slick. She could feel the weight of the darkness pressing in on her. Jagged rocks tore at her clothes, the path slick with an unknown slime. Each step was a battle, her determination, the only thing keeping her moving forward. Strange guttural sounds echoed around her, whispers of creatures unseen. The air was thick with the scent of earth and something more sinister. Still, Ix Chel pressed on, her resolve hardening with each step. She knew that turning back was not an option. Her destiny lay ahead, in the heart of the darkness. Finally, she reached the bottom, finding herself in a vast cavern. The air was still, the silence almost deafening after the cacophony of the descent. Before her, seated upon a throne of obsidian, was Honkama, the lord of Xibalba. His presence was overwhelming, a dark shadow that seemed to fill the entire cavern. His eyes, burning like hot coals, seemed to pierce her very soul. They held a knowledge and power that was both terrifying and mesmerizing. "You seek the story of Xibalba, little scribe?" His voice was a low rumble, echoing through the cavern like distant thunder. "Then face its trials and learn." The words hung in the air, a challenge and a promise, as Ix Chel prepared to face the unknown. Hun came, raised a skeletal hand, and the cavern plunged into darkness. The air grew cold, and an eerie silence enveloped the space. It was as if the very essence of fear had taken physical form, wrapping itself around everything within the cave. A high-pitched screeching filled the air, drawing closer. The sound was deafening, a cacophony of chaos that seemed to come from all directions at once. It was the unmistakable call of the razor bats, a sound that sent shivers down the spine of anyone who heard it. Ix Chel felt the air stir around her, the beating of countless wings. Each flap was a harbinger of danger, a reminder of the peril she faced. She could feel the wind shift with their movements, a chaotic dance of life and death. The razorbats, their bodies tiny, but their wings sharp as obsidian blades, descended. They moved with a precision that was both beautiful and terrifying, their wings slicing through the air with deadly intent. Panic threatened to overwhelm her. Her heart raced, and her breath came in short, ragged gasps. The weight of the situation pressed down on her, threatening to crush her spirit. Closing her eyes, Ix Chel remembered Tata Duende's words. His voice echoed in her mind, a beacon of hope in the darkness. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is not the absence of fear, but action in the face of it. These words gave her strength, a reminder that she was capable of facing whatever came her way. Taking another deep breath, she focused on the faintest sounds, the whispers of air displacement as the bats swooped and dived. She attuned her senses to the rhythm of their movements, finding a strange harmony in the chaos. Trusting her instincts, Ix Chel danced through the darkness. Her movements were fluid and precise, a testament to her training and her will to survive. She ducked, weaved, and rolled, narrowly avoiding the deadly blades that sliced the air around her. Each movement was a calculated risk, a step closer to survival. time blurred into a whirlwind of shrieks and the whisper of leather against feathers. The world around her became a blur of motion and sound, a test of her endurance and resolve. Gradually the screeching faded, the air growing still once more. The silence that followed was almost deafening, a stark contrast to the chaos that had come before. Ix Chel, bruised but unbroken, had survived the first trial. She stood tall, her spirit unyielding, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead.